Today, I want to get into talking about the retirement homes and the things that nobody talks about that goes on in the retirement homes. Um, I was going to move into one of those senior living homes. And of course, I changed my mind because I just did not want to go by some of the rules that they had. And they do make different rules for each individual location or facility. One of the places I went to, they did not allow overnight guests. They did not allow smoking, of course. They did not allow you to go on different floors of the facility. If you were on the fourth floor, you had to mingle on the fourth floor. You couldn't go down to the second floor and hang out, which I just found so strange, but it may have been a COVID overlay where they just kept it going from COVID. But it's just they have so many rules in some of those facilities. It makes it feel like you're in a prison where you're in a cell, which is your unit. And you have all the gossiping that they do, the little cliques. You feel like you're in high school or something. And I found out that most of those places give you an annual lease where every year you have to renew the lease. And what if you don't qualify anymore? Then you have to move. If you don't qualify, that's scary. You get older and you think this is a place you're going to stay at, and all of a sudden you don't meet their requirements anymore. Do you know how scary that is to be living in a place like that where they can just decide at a moment's notice they don't want you there anymore? There's dating in those facilities. um, I know someone who's in a facility and they were uh, friends with benefits, I guess you would say, where they would share each other's bedrooms. So that was a thing that was going on. And then I've been hearing so many stories about in those facilities, there's so many um, diseases that are going on, STDs going on in those facilities because the people are just, they like little high school kids just running from one room to the other. Those are some of the things I am hearing from people who have family members in those facilities. And then if you don't get a good facility and that's another thing. Some of them can be extremely, extremely expensive depending on what they offer. If they offer 3 meals a day, that can get real costly. And then I know that, I've heard of this one place where they say they give the patients or the renters 3 meals a day, but they actually don't. They don't give them breakfast, and the people end up having, I think, lunch and a late dinner. And when you're in a place where they're helping you, like in assisted living, you have to be so careful of those places because they will hire anybody to help take care of the residents there. And that's kind of scary. But I really did think about moving into one of those because HUD based, going by your income. And that kind of intrigued me. But then I found out all these other things that went along with it. And it just became a non negotiable for me. I did not want to live in a place where I felt trapped. I mean, I stay in my home by myself alone, but that's by choice. But supposing I wanted to have company or date, there are so many little hidden secrets that they have in those facilities that I don't want to find out what some of the secrets might be. You know what I'm saying? I love where I am now, and I feel this is my home. I can have whoever I want here. I can have parties in my yard if I want. I can dance when I get ready. I don't have to worry about somebody downstairs or upstairs or nothing. I'm just here. and I can enjoy myself. So that's the thing. When you move into those places, you have to follow the rules that they set for you, and sometimes they may change the rules on you, you know. So you have to be very careful when you move into these senior living or retirement homes, because they have a lot of rules, and some of those rules are scary. Like I said, you live in year to year in these places. As you get older, do you really want to be moving out of a place, you know, because you don't meet their requirements anymore? That's a little what is it? Unsecure. It doesn't give you the security you need as an older adult, you know? So where I'm at, I feel content. I feel secure. So I'm gonna just stay here and you know, do what I have to do. If I want to go visit someplace else, I'll do that. But I'm not moving from where I'm at in my security. But another thing, they have elevators, they have stairs. What if the elevators break? Something happens and you just stuck on that floor. You know, there's a lot of scary things that can happen to you when you are living in a senior living, retirement home, assisted living. And the thing about it, if you know, you think of it as a place where you can just go and have fun, have people around you of your age and everything. But some of those people can be so petty, and you can move into a place where nobody likes you, and then you have the top instigator, and then they just turn everybody against you, and so you living in a place where nobody wants to be around you, and then you isolate yourself, and then you just have a sad existence. Isn't that awful? But that can happen because, like I say, a lot of those senior citizens can get a little rowdy. They can get a little territorial. They can get jealous, and it's just not good to have yourself in a facility like that where, you know, you're relying on other people to take care of you, and they're not doing it. That's if they offer the meals and the cleaning and stuff, because some of the places have where they'll send somebody in to clean for you, I think once a week, which is good. I mean, there's a lot of good things for these places, but there can be a lot of bad things. And that's what scares me. I don't want to live somewhere where I just feel on edge all the time, you know? So, like I say, the changing of the lease every year where you have to meet certain requirements to live there, that's scary. The fact that you got the people running amok in those places, you know, doing adult things and spreading things around, that's another thing. The fact that you have some of these places that are supposed to serve you 3 meals a day and supposed to clean your place, and they don't do it, that can be very unsettling to know that you have a person living somewhere. You put your family member in assisted living or whatever, and they're not getting fed properly or taken care of properly, you know? And just, you don't want to have somebody and be in a place where they're just not being taken care of, you know, and you're entrusting these people to take care of your loved one. That's a scary thing to be. So you guys, make sure you do your research on any assisted living, any senior living, any retirement living home that you are going to be putting a loved one or even yourself. Do your research on them. Go visit the place when you can, and make sure you're making the best decision for yourself or your loved one. All right, so I hope this gave you guys some information that you'll think about if you decide you want to move into assisted living, retirement living, senior living. And you guys like and comment and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.